Darren Tuttle here. It's storm season in Oklahoma, and with that comes torrential rain, high winds, and hail. To protect your home and your family from these threats, the one roofing company you should trust is Ferguson Roof Systems. They've been providing the best in roofing services for nearly half a century. Ferguson is Oklahoma's full-service roofing company, certified with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and a 5-star rating on Google. And with Ferguson now offering Class 4 impact-resistant shingles, now is the time to trust them with your home's roof. Get started today at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Hey everyone, Meteorologist Darren Tuttle back with you. It has been a while, a long while. Took a nice little break. Normally we don't get any action, this time of the year. It gets pretty quiet, and of course we start to get some action. I'm out of town, so apologize for that. There's some storms out there though tonight we're going to talk about. I see Ashley told me here on the comment section on Facebook that Cashin is getting pounded. You got some thunderstorms out there, I see, producing some heavy rainfall and some wind. So there has been some wind out there across the state. So we'll take a look at those storms, see how bad they are, see where they're heading, who all is going to get the rainfall. So I was out in Vegas with Jody and the family. So we were out there to watch Corliss compete in her contest, and she did really well. We're very proud of her. She looked really good and did well on stage. So it was her first time to be on stage in front of judges and all that kind of stuff. So it was a good time in Vegas. It was actually open, but man, Vegas is so expensive now. Oh, have you been there lately? Oh, it's ridiculous. And then if you like to gamble, a lot of times you got to go off the strip. Apparently Caesars owns everything now on the strip, so the prices, the odds are no longer as good as they were. The table game prices are higher, so it is what it is. But we got out there without losing too much money, just a couple $100, and we had a lot of good time playing with that. So I actually consider it a wash in that case. So that's a win anytime you don't lose your house in Vegas. All right, let's take a look outside. Let's see, we've got some lightning here in the background. I'm still at a balmy 93 degrees. How about you? How's your temperature doing in your neck of the woods? That's gross, but yeah, so it's still pretty nasty. Janice is typing in, how is the AT&T fiber? Janice, you're on it. You're watching me live through the AT&T fiber. I have no hiccups. I have no dropouts. I have no buffering. It's wonderful. I'm not going to lie. If you guys missed it, I have a post on my wall just a couple places down. You can see I made a big announcement where I do have AT&T fiber now. Cox is gone. See ya. Wouldn't want to be don't let the door hit you on the way out. All those cliches, just because I'm so over all the problems I had with them for so many years. 92.7 degrees. Now I'm dropping a little bit. Why? Looks like I got a north wind. How about that? So that means an outflow boundary has rolled through. You can pick up a tempest like mine. That's what you're seeing live. This is my live weather station you're seeing on the screen. Hit the QR code anytime, and you can plug in that promo code AT's Weather to get a discount on the unit as well. All right, let's tell you what. Let's take a look at the radar. Let's see what's happening with that little deal. And here we go. So we've got, like I said, kind of an outflow boundary starting to work through the northwestern parts of the metro. That's this little line that you see from around Edmond to kind of just between El Reno and the west side of town down toward Mustang, Union City, and Tuttle. And I'm going to outline that here with my little drawing tool here in a second. You can see though from Dover to Kingfisher, and of course Cashin, as we mentioned. You're getting some lightning up there, some very heavy rainfall. So here's that. I can think of it like a little mini cold front, but this is a little boundary. So as this comes through in this fashion, you're going to cool down a few degrees and get a nice little north wind. But you can also, at times, generate some thunderstorms along those boundaries. So we might get some thunderstorms develop here along this boundary as it moves into the metro. So you have some plans out there later on this evening. Just don't be surprised you do see a shower or at least a thunderstorm pop up here over the next couple of hours. But the movement has been from the storm pier to the north of us to the east, dropping not so much in the way of hail because it's pretty warm, this time of the year. So it's hard to get hail to reach down to the surface in that case. But the algorithms are predicting as high as golf ball size. But what I have seen in the data is definitely some wind. There's Marshall, Crescent, Cimarron City, Mulhall, Orlando between now through about 10:22 for that northern storm. What about this one down here? There's a couple of them in southwest Oklahoma. This one around Corn, heading up toward Hinton and Bridgeport here by 10:30. And then you have the one down here near Gotebo Where's the one? This one got a marker on it. Where's my movement? I see no movement. Well, that's pretty lame. Let me see what the speed is here on this. Moving east. Oh, that's why. 18 miles per hour. That's not very fast. It pretty much means it's sitting still. Wind gusts up around 60 miles per hour in the wording. Some other storms down here in northwestern Texas as well, from Snyder to Duke, Frederick, and El Dorado. But one little shower here between Gracemont, Binger, and near between there and Union City. Let's see, that's really the strongest one up here in northern parts of Oklahoma. Here's another little baby one up around Wacomus, between there and Covington, little bitty guy there. Now, if we do look at these little numbers, let me show you here. Around Watonga, you guys got hammered. So this particular wind gust shows a magnitude of 70 miles per hour on the local airport AWA station. But the Oklahoma Mesonet detected a wind speed. You see that number of 94 for magnitude? That is a 94 mile per hour wind gust. That is nasty. A 94 mile per hour wind gust does a lot of damage, knocks a lot of power lines down. Some rooftops, kind of get stripped off a little bit, some trees. So some big wind up around the Watonga area. There are some other reports of wind. Here's some up around the Thomas area. 3-inch tree limbs broken near Highway 54. Out here toward Butler in western Oklahoma, 72 mile per hour wind gusts. Once you get toward Elk City, public report of numerous power poles blown down and sporadic roof damage there around town. So there you go. So there's some more wind damage there. So they have had a history of producing wind damage. And this time of the year, that's usually what you get. You get downbursts and microbursts, what we call them, and gust fronts. And all those are wind-related events which can cause plane crashes if they're trying to fly in and out of them. And if it's for outdoor goers, at concerts and stuff, that can be a problem. Just setting up anything like tents, giant tents or whatever, that's susceptible to big wind gusts. And if there's people around, that can cause some injuries, right? So that's kind of what you have to watch out for this time of the year. All right, let's take a look here at some of the other graphics that we have here for you. Let's see. Let's go over to... this is the wind gust we talked about. Watonga taking the cake at 94. There was 74 up around Foraker earlier. I don't know what happened. This must have happened over the overnight period or this morning. Hollis around 61. Altus around 59. No big winds like that here in the metro, though. Those storms are kind of weakening unless we get a new storm that develops. Temperatures, though, because of it, have cooled down quite a bit. So pretty nice rain-cooled 70s here. And some 80s in this fashion, but you noticed here still a little on the warm side. I think I finally cooled down to 89 or just about, right around 90. You can see some of the rainfall buckets starting to pile up here a little bit, around an inch in some of these areas. I got some hard hit heavy rainfall. That one here north of Metro has already got half an inch with it. It just started. Let's see what else we got. As far as severe weather goes, let's talk about that here for a minute. So, believe it or not, the Storm Prediction Center does not really have us in a slight risk of severe weather for this evening. They have us in what we call a marginal, which means kind of, it's funny. They really could have and should have just put a slight risk in there, but whatever, it's too little too late. The damaging winds already happened, obviously. But in the summertime, they're not nearly as bullish or gung-ho as they are in other times of the season, where thunderstorms are obviously a bit more predictable and there's a little bit better outline of where they're going to be and the strong areas they're going to be in. Some areas, like they'll outline up here, are a little bit obviously easier to see, but they'll sometimes miss little spots like what we have here. Now, that trend will continue over the weekend. So here's Friday evening from the Weather Service, severe potential. Not really much of a tornado threat. I'll tell you why. Let me just go over here and click on this little sounding for you. So this is the sounding in Norman, the balloon sounding. All right, so what I'm going to show you here is this little red line that goes up like this, and see this little green line right here? Well, the green line has to go in like this. And so what happens is it meets kind of in this area, which creates what they call the lifting condensation level. That's up around, good grief, man, it's almost 3 kilometers up in the atmosphere. In other words, so any of the thunderstorms that form, their base is way up here, really high. You can't get a tornado when it's that high. So that's the negating factor for that. We actually have a little bit of shear in the atmosphere, though. You do have a little wind turning from the south to the west in the lower levels of the atmosphere. So that might actually get the storm just to spin just a hair, enough to kind of keep it going for a while. And yes, the algorithms or the analogs do suggest you could get some hail out of this, but it'll be It'll be hard to do. So I haven't seen any reports yet. Maybe we'll get some. But anyway, so that's the reason why I'm really not concerned about tornadoes. But we do look at the threat back to the Weather Service map on Saturday. Now that does include parts of the metro and then points up in northeast Oklahoma and down west again. Not much here across the southern parts of the state. And this line that we see here could easily be done something like this. All right, just so you know, we could easily include the greater Oklahoma City metro area. I'll show you the model data here in a minute. And then on Sunday, same idea, damaging wind, maybe some hail, and they're kind of splitting the state in half. So pretty much I-40 corridor points north is where the potential action is. And we haven't talked about this much because we kind of had a good wet part at the start of our summer. But obviously we're drying out now with all those 100s. So anytime you do get the winds that kick up with temperatures up around 100 or more, you're going to have a kind of a higher fire danger than you would otherwise. So that's marked here for Saturday and Sunday, and then also for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Let's take a look at the data. All right, let's go over to the rainfall parameter here. And I'll put this into motion for you. So we'll look at a couple different our little high-res models. So this one is the HER. And what's funny, a lot of times these models do horrible in summertime storms. A lot of times they don't even know they exist. But the ones we're looking at now actually finally do, so that's good. They may not have the perfect picture. For example, they got some stuff here that doesn't exist. But they do have this one right, but they don't have this one right. So kind of see what I mean. They're not going to be perfect. It kind of gives you the idea, though. Those storms will move through the metro area, central Oklahoma, through the midnight hours, and then diminishing. Now, we do have some other thunderstorms that will develop, some showers up across northern Oklahoma. So you guys up around Enid, Stillwater, Ponca City, Bartlesville, maybe even Tulsa, in the early part of your Saturday. Congregating, even in the southern and southeastern Kansas, moving on through the 8 at 9 o'clock hour. So some rumbles of thunder. Now the model does try to boost some morning shower or two here in Oklahoma City during the mid to late morning. So if you're having your cup of joe, getting up late, and you're tuning in to Team Tuttle Realty, aka myself and my wife Jody, as we talk about our topic of the day, which, believe it or not, is going to be title companies for tomorrow, because no one knows anything about a title company until you sit down with one as you're buying a home. You're like, and they hand you a stack of papers and say, sign this. So that is concerning when it's first time to do that. So we're going to talk about that process and what all goes in it. So join us at 9 o'clock live for that. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so let's go to, noontime hour. There's Tulsa. Eastern Oklahoma, still some action. It still tries to produce little pop-up showers. Nothing too heavy, though, for the early part of Saturday morning. I'm kind of leery that's going to be there, but that's the signal that's there. It's not a washout. So if you have outdoor plans, it's not something you should worry about. However, some thunderstorms do get going out here in the Texas Panhandle and into western Oklahoma along the I-40 corridor by the time we head to 6 p.m., if you can see that on the map. And so that's when things start bubbling up. Now, this particular model likes to favor the west and north sides of Oklahoma City. So remember how I kind of told you it's a fine line here as to how far south and east those storms do happen to make it. So don't be surprised in the evening hours if you're going to have to dodge a few showers, thunderstorms here in the metro, although most of the activity should be to the west and to the east of the Oklahoma City metro area. But some heavy thunderstorms here. And yeah, some of these could have some pockets of hail in them. Otherwise, wind would be the main threat. You can see this goes through Stillwater, Enid, Ponca City, Bartlesville. There's some more stuff in the Panhandle, both Texas and Oklahoma, late tomorrow evening. That's quite a bit of rain. It's a good rain signal. This is a good storm coverage here that just continues on and on for a few hours. So rainfall amounts be quite significant. We're talking 1 to 2 inches, no problem with this type of an environment. Now, this does wind down by Sunday morning with the last little hurrah here in central Oklahoma, so maybe some more light showers moving through the metro of Oklahoma City on Sunday morning in Tulsa. Then that little wave moves on out. And then as we head into Sunday evening, we're going to try to repeat the process here and see if that kind of works its way to the north and east as well. So kind of the trend is here over the weekend is we're kind of in a split the state in half business. So it's more favored in this bounded, yellow area of Oklahoma than it is down here in the southern or southeastern part. So keep that in mind if you do have some plans at the lake or doing a little bit of fun in the sun. That's what the model data is suggesting. And I'll look at the other one that we have here, just kind of compare. It should have a similar outcome. So there's that big cluster here for tonight. There's some stuff up there by tomorrow morning in northern Oklahoma and northeast. It's not quite as gung-ho as one we just saw, but at least the signal is there. And there's that little piddly light shower activity through 1 o'clock. So that's what I'm saying. I can't really discount that you might get a piddly shower, but when I say piddly, it's piddly. It's not like what's out there now. Out here in western Oklahoma, then there's that 6 to 7 o'clock magic that keeps developing. So by the mid to late evening hours, it does have it skirting the west and north sides of the metro, but again, most of it across northern western Oklahoma. Then that activity moves away overnight. So Sunday morning, everything kind of quiets down. And there's that next little round that, again, that kind of hugs the northwestern part of Oklahoma and the north through Sunday night and the Monday morning. So that, again, that means that the southeastern quadrant of Oklahoma, for the most part, is going to be dry for this event, whereas you get some action kind of in this quadrant, and a teeny tiny bit down here in this section of Oklahoma as well. But right now, that's what it looks like over the weekend. Let's take a look at temperatures real quick. So close to 100 degrees. The cloud cover can alterate that a little bit, and if the rain happens to hit you, that can also alter it a little bit, but we'll keep it right about that level. Otherwise, Monday and Tuesday, quite a bit cooler, so some 80s return, 90s for Thursday, Friday, and then back to maybe around 100. So typical summertime weather. I'm really disappointed. My long-term forecast of staying at 99 or lower, Oklahoma City, busted big time. On that stretch of 100 degrees. So I'm really sad because I really didn't want to see 100 this year. So it was just a silly bet at work. So I lost. But that's okay. So anyway, let's go back to the radar here real quick. I'm going to look at a couple of your comments while we do that. Let's see. In theory, there we go. All right, so we can see where the latest with these thunderstorms, what they're up to. All right, so it's up around the Guthrie area and Cashin, Crescent. So moving again to the east. So might be some hail that comes out of some small hail. I haven't seen any reports yet. Here's one. What is this one? Shows a large diameter inch tree branch blown down. Okay. So they don't know what the wind gust was in Kingfisher, but it was enough to knock down a tree limb. Here's a little shower up around the Union City area. Might have a little lightning associated with that. Coming up soon. And then here's some up here around from Weatherford down to Carnegie, Godebo, Hobart, down into western Oklahoma. So as you can see, though, nothing here in the metro area, although we have had some wind that moved through because of the outflow boundary we talked about earlier. And you can kind of make it out when I put the animation on here for you. It's this little guy right here. See that snaking through? So that'll bring you a little bit of a northwest wind and slightly cooler weather. I'm at, 87 degrees, so it did cool me down a little bit. Okay, so by the way, thank you for the stars tonight. A few folks, I appreciate you as always doing that for me. So anytime you support me, I'm all smiles. So Ron, you were in the house. Thank you very much for the stars. Same thing for you, Shannon. Emmanuel, yeah, it's been a while. Sorry about that. I like to get caught up on other things during the summertime, just because, I'm always so busy during the rest of the year. Let's see. Jessica, Vegas is a cesspool. I cannot disagree. It has changed a lot since I think the first time I went I was right around 30 years old, and it's way different than it used to be. And there's a lot more vagrants and drug, unfortunately, people just, they get into that pattern. They can't get out of it, and they just live on the streets. Vegas has the same problem every other major metropolitan does. They don't know what to do with them, because those people don't want to clean up. They don't want to do anything else. That's their lifestyle. They like it. And I guess next is Tent City. I guess that's the next thing, which is, I'm curious to see how that goes, because Vegas is dumping so much money into that city to kind of make it more family friendly and just more to do there than just the old school gambling. So they're trying to change it up. So we're going to see how all that works out. Okay, the Emmys are on. Hey, Mike. David, thank you for the stars. Yeah, Ron, I get you, man. It's a little too toasty out there with all that humidity. Matt, I hear you, man, on the Cox Internet. Yeah, hold your breath, but not too long. I had to hold mine for a few years to get AT&T fiber here. Brian, anything to say about Kay County? I know you tuned in. You made it a little while ago. So I did mention up here into northern Oklahoma. So we'll see what happens there. There was some wind earlier. Let's see, 18, 15. They had a 74 mile per hour wind gust. Anyway, a little bit of thunderstorm up there, here between us and you. Let's see. Mary, thank you for the stars. Tracy, there will be some storms in Tulsa overnight, tonight, and tomorrow morning. They're not going to be that strong. There's going to be pockets of wind, I'm sure, just because we still keep instability this time of the year overnight, just because it gets so hot during the day. But a lot of times the cap builds in and they kind of weaken. Henry, is it me or is the weather now severe all the time? Severe rain, severe hail, severe wind, blah, blah, blah. I'm with you, man. I think it's a lot of times it's overplayed. You never want to overplay your hand, and the weather markets, especially here in Oklahoma City, overplayed its hand years ago. And genie's out of the bottle, so you can't put it back in and just call it a regular thunderstorm. That's what I do. But you can't do that, TV world. That's just not sexy. Let's see. What else? I hear some thunder just in my backyard just now. Somebody's over this nonsense. Jessica is. I need to go outside and feel that wind gust, though. So I'm just scrolling through your comments because I can't see them while I'm doing all the maps. Lisa, you're welcome. Right back at you. You too, Matt. Appreciate it, man. That was awesome. All right. So let's see here. I did hear the thunder, but where did I hear that thunder from? Oh, you see this right here? We got a new little shower. Remember how I told you when that outflow boundary comes through, sometimes you can pop up a thunderstorm or shower on top of it? So it looks like we're having that develop. Where's my little dude here? Right here over the Edmond area. So we'll see what that looks like. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do this. No. I can't. Can I? Alright. Be that way. Oh, there's a little lightning strike. I see it right there. Alright. Anyway, so that's what's going to be happening here over the next couple of hours. You kind of get updated on that. I pretty much given you an update everywhere else. I expect it to still be hot and humid. Typical summertime stuff. And I'll be doing some more lives off and on over the summer. I do obviously get a little more busy during the fall. Typically, there's some events. Now, sometimes I can't be with you because I just like you do. I go on vacation. Or I take some time off just to get away from all this. So from sanity, even though the weather never stops 24/7, 365, I have to, or I'll go nuts. So every now and then, I'll disappear for a little bit. But rest assured, I'm not too far away. So, hey, thanks for tuning in tonight, and we will see you on the next broadcast, whenever that is. Thank you for liking and sharing this post, this video, telling your friends and family about AT's weather. I did get to talk with some Facebook people yesterday, yesterday, just about the platform and what I needed to see different on my end, and a lot of what your guys' complaints are on your end. So I had some ears listening. Whether or not the guys do anything, I don't know. I had a software engineer on there, and I had who else? I had a product development guy on there. Then I had a manager on there. So 3 big important people in that particular department. So we'll see if that translates to anything. But just to let you know, because I guess of my following from you guys, they recognize that I've got a little bit of a voice, and they actually do care about what I have to say based on their products. We'll see if it gets better. I can't say much about the other platforms, so they kind of do their own thing. If they ever reach out to me, of course, I'll be sure to talk with them. Let's see. Tyler, yeah, it is, man. It took me a while to get everything turned over. By the way, thank you, Doug, for the stars. It took me everything to get the network switched over to the new router for the modem from AT&T. I was going to use my gaming Netgear Nighthawk thing, but it wasn't playing nice with the speeds. You got to do a lot of pass-through stuff on the AT&T cable modem, and it was a lot more flipping of stuff, and I didn't want to waste my time anymore. I said, you know what, screw it. So I'm getting a gig up and down with their box around the house, and I'm like, I don't even need the other one, so I'll just chunk it. But so that's I'm happy about that. It means I can do unlimited broadcasting on as many social media platforms as I want to, all in real time. So that's kind of a key thing. So that was a game changer for me. I was limited to 3, possibly I could do 4 with Cox sometimes. Sometimes. And that was killing me. So now I don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's good news. Justin, you are late to the party, man. But you got pestilence for the southeast side, I see. So you didn't miss anything. Tiffany, thank you for the stars as well. Debbie, you must be late, like super late. So yeah, we just finished up. I'm just wrapping things up. So a few showers and thunderstorms here this evening. A few more in the morning hours. Kind of hit and miss across the western, northern, northeastern Oklahoma over the weekend. And just a little touch here in the metro, mostly north side and west side. I can't rule it out in the south or east side, but that's just kind of the way the models are showing how most of the activity will be. But don't be surprised you get wet just a little bit. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your plans. And I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Good night.